whatever best is possible, and it is nothing but Krishna's words. So we are conveying what Krishna has told, and my references, as I said, Swami Ranganathanandaji's commentaries. So in this Vibhuti Yoga, we are talking about power of manifestations. He is talking about, he talks about everything. He has explained, but this is how I am. This is how I can describe myself. This is how this consciousness, even if we don't call him Krishna or Narayana or whatever, this consciousness which is there in this world is manifesting. In fact, sometimes my Guruji used to tell, you don't even have to take the name of God. You can just tell consciousness. That implies that it is Him only. People who are devoted with a with a God with a form, who are attached to God with a form, they would definitely get it as Krishna or Vishnu or taking Shiva as the Parabrahman, whatever. But otherwise, you can just mention as consciousness. So, consciousness in which, what are all the forms in which the consciousness is going to be manifested? That is the objective of this Vibhuti Yoga, glimpses of divine glory. And it is only glimpses. He's not going to describe everything. So from here, now Arjuna has asked, he has described few things. He goes, continues with the previous chapter, and now actually he's telling where all you can see my extraordinary manifestation. Actually, he is manifested everywhere. He cannot enumerate everything. That is how he starts today's chapter. So we need to see him or the consciousness within and outside, everywhere. Um, to bring out that manifestation in its true form or 100%, there has to be an effort from our Prakriti. That is our mind. Mind is nothing but the Prakriti. So, more and more we put an effort, more and more we can manifest. Apart from that, we have no control in the external universe. But how is it? How is he presenting, or how is the consciousness showing itself in extraordinary ways? That is the gist of today's discussion. Today and next session also. There, that completes the 10th chapter. So we are in the 11th one. We finished the 10th chapter, 10th shloka of this chapter, Vistarena Atmano Yogam. Arjuna asks, Arjuna now surrenders. Again, he has been, but he accepts whatever Krishna is teaching, has been telling that these are my attributes and you need to understand. That way he goes. So Arjuna says, yes, you are the Parabrahman, you are the Adibhuta, Adidaiva, all that. And now you tell me completely about your manifestations internally and externally. What are your attributes? Tell me in detail. And he says, Asheshena, without anything, nothing should be left behind. You must explain. So now Krishna continues. Krishna answers to his question. Shri Bhagavan Hanta te kathayishyami Divyāhyatma vibhūtayah प्राधान्यतः कुरु श्रेष्ठ नास्त्यन्तो vistarasya me. He says, oh yes, I shall speak to you now, O best of Kurus, Kuru Shrestha, of my divine attributes. Divyahi Atma Vibhutayah. Vibhuti is singular, Vibhutayah is plural. Divya, that means divine attributes, according to their prominence. There is no end to the particulars of my manifestation. Pradhanyataha. I will tell whichever is most important. I cannot tell everything because there is no end to the nasti antaha vistarasya me. I cannot tell everything because it's just not possible. So let me tell you, O best of Kurus, Divya, divine attributes. अहम आत्मा गुडाकेश सर्वभूताशयस्थितः अहम आदिश्च मध्यं च bhutanam anta eva cha. So first manifestation, he comes to first us only. He says, I am the self, aham atma, Gudakesha. Gudakesha is name of one who has conquered the sleep, actually. Gudakesha. That is the name given to Arjuna. I am the self, capital S. I am the self existent in the heart of all your beings. He starts from there. Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarva Bhutashaya Stita. I exist in all. Sarva means all. Bhutashaya means Bhuta is living beings. Ashaya Sthitaha. I am living in the heart of all, in them. Aham Adihi. I am the beginning. I am the middle. Aham Adihi cha Madhyam cha Bhutanam Anta Eva cha. I am the beginning, middle, and end of all the beings. So, his manifestation before he comes to the external universe and others, he comes directly to us. Krishna loves all the human beings, all the beings. So, I am very beautiful statement because again and again we have to reinforce this thought. I am hidden in the heart of all the beings. Heart means heart of all means it is not, as I said, anatomical heart. It is within every being. It is in each and every cell, but he forms the core of functioning of all the beings. So I am, and actually, um, he says Atma Gudakesha, existent in the heart. The Vedas say he is hidden. Bhagavad Gita also says Raja Guhya, Raja Vidya Yoga, he has told. Spirituality or understanding the Atman is nothing but Guhya. It's mysterious because I am deeply hidden and you need to actually exercise. You need to fulfill certain prerequisites as you go on understanding me, or in order to understand me as a supreme being or reality who is within you only. For that you need to get deeper and you should dive deeper. So therefore he says, I am there in every being. If you remember, there was a shloka, isn't it? Um, I am like the thread that runs through the garland of pearls, which unites. If there is a garland of pearls, there are pearls which are all different. Pearls are of different, maybe of different size also. We never know. But what in the garland, what unites them is there's a thread running through them that unites all these pearls. Therefore, I am the one who is uniting all the living beings, all the human beings, or human beings with the plants, human beings with the animals, human beings with the water bodies, water beings. So everything is connected by me alone. I am there in all and I am connected. So he is in each and every uh, being. Mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. Seventh chapter. Mai sarvam idam protam sutre manigana iva. Manigana means the pearl. Sutre means a thread. So I am there. I am uniting all this, he says. So I am in the heart of all beings. Ants, worms, rich, poor, wicked, noble. Everybody I am connecting. I am there in all of them. I am there in each and every being. So this attitude, this thought should come to us again and again, because in the world, the biggest problem is how to live with people, how to accept the situations. So, particularly people are the ones who will give a lot of trouble to us. Suffering is because of people only, because that's what we think, assuming that we are always perfect. But okay, many times we may think it is right or it may be right, but you don't find the other person's. And that may lead to lot of frictions and discomfort. Mental health gets affected. So this is a very nice statement of Krishna, which says basically everybody is pure. Everybody is like a pearl. Everybody is a clay pot only, isn't it? So it is only that there is some variation in their thinking, their perspective. If we go beyond that and approach another human being, then most of our ego clashes, last time we were discussing mostly about that, will reduce. We will accept people. And not only that, we go beyond human. We become very compassionate towards animals also, because the same divine consciousness is there, not only in pets, but also in the street dogs, street animals, also in the plants, also in the worms, also in the ants, also in the cockroaches. So we must be very, very compassionate, because the same divine consciousness is there. Hurting another individual is adds to your bad karma. Hurting unnecessarily. When it is required, of course, it should be, dealt in a different way. But anyways, this thought that every being has the divine consciousness, that is his vibhuti. I sit in the heart of all beings. Therefore, I and you, I and he, I and she, there is no difference. The only difference is in that prakriti. And we have to go beyond those gunas of prakriti. And then, therefore, Swami Ranganathanandaji says that Brahman is Satyam Jnanam Anantam. Even the Vedas, they propound, they just declare that Satyam Jnanam Yo Veda Nihitam Guhayam Parame Vyoman. That means God sits in the, it's compared to a cave. He sits in a cave. That means he is hidden. You know that, isn't it? We have discussed Purusha, we have discussed Jivatma. That sits, it's very much there. The entire effort throughout should be to get access to that thing which is deeply hidden, that satyam, that bliss, that happiness, to go beyond that. So there, it requires lot of struggle. Just like we spent days and nights memorizing the tables, memorizing our poems, memorizing the formulae to reach one's position now, it's a similar effort should go in getting closer and getting glimpses of this vibhuti, which is already there. He says, I'm already there. My vibhuti is aham, I am there in all the living beings. Sarva bhutashaya sthitaha. And then he says, I am another vibhuti, attribute of mine is I was there, I am there, and I will be there in living beings. I am the beginning, middle, and end of all beings. Apart from his being in the uh, cosmos eternally, avyaya, we said, no, avyaya, imperishable, and permanently. Apart from that, he is the beginning of us, all living beings. He sustains us. He's there in the middle. Now he is there. He was there when he is the reason why I'm born. He is the reason why I'm living, and he will be the reason for my end. So we are all born of that Parabrahma. No? So initially, Vishnu created Brahma. From Brahma, all those Manus, Prajapatis, and then that's how it started. And therefore, from them we have come. We have got those genes and those seed. Is actually that means initially he created. Then we went on going in different yoni. That means different wombs, and then now we have come. So originator is he, and then he is the one who's sustaining us. What is that which is making this body sustain, manifest all this talking, listening, singing? Everything is because of that consciousness. More we are getting, more we are tapping, and therefore he is expressing. And this is one of the beautiful vibhuti what we are experiencing now. Discussion, adhyatmika charcha, spiritual discussions. So he is the one who is sustaining, and in the end he will be our end also. That means he is our abode, he is our refuge. Two ways. One is he is the one, he says time, kala, so death. In the form of time, he is in the form of death, he will be the time. And in otherwise, if we are liberated, then we go back to him. So he is our end. So for me and you, he is the beginning, he is a sustainer, and he is the end. So the entire process, it's him only. He's there throughout, he's there all through. And he was one, he became, apart from that, they say he was one and he became multiple. Isn't it? All the beings started from one Parabrahm. Nothing was there, no? Nothing, absolutely nothing was there. And then that started, growing. From there, it started differentiating. with those Pancha Mahabhuta, Gunas, Ahankara, Buddhi, everything. That's how the everything got multiplied in this universe. It started from one. So therefore, it was he alone, and then he sustains that universe which he himself has produced. And when the time comes, we all go back to him. There is death, there is pralaya, or there is liberation. So if you see the entire process, it is him only. So from God we came, and we exist in God, and to the God we return. Okay. And therefore, our Swami Vivekananda says, humanity particularly, we have described about all living beings. Among them, humanity is human. Human is a very unique vibhuti of Krishna. Very unique is human. Why? Because we are differentiated. We are the highest evolved species. From non-living came the unicellular, then aquatic animals, terrestrial animals, then came higher animals, then came the human. And among humans, see, we produce Buddha, Krishna, all Avatara Purushas. They all are, of course, Avatara Purushas are descendants directly, but so many people are liberated. So human form, a human being, is a very unique creation. Though he doesn't say, he says, "I'm Sthita, I'm there everywhere, I'm the beginning." In a nutshell, the unique vibhuti of Krishna is the human being. It's a very, very unique. Why? Because it is so interesting also. There is a Jivatma, it is trapped in the gunas which he only created, and now he wants us to play with that. There is a mind and a free will in those gunas that is external, right? And whatever interaction we make with the Prakriti, whatever experiences we are doing with the nature, they get accumulated in the Sukshma Sharira or Linga Sharira, and they trap this Jivatma. They will not allow. If the free will starts evolving, if it starts if it starts putting efforts in a direction where it wants to see, it starts developing that restlessness. Everybody has some amount of restlessness, but somewhere at one point of time in the entire journey of the soul, it starts searching. I want better joy. This is not what I'm looking for. I think there is something else. Then it starts going within, and then layer by layer, all those gunas, all those negative avidya maya, we said, no, greed, desire, delusion, and anger, everything becomes lesser and lesser. And then that Atma starts shining, Jivatma, which is nothing but the Paramatma. Then that becomes one with the Paramatma. So, this is very, very unique vibhuti of Krishna. Which one? Human. Creating a human. I am present in the human being as Jivatman, and which can be liberated. We have reached close to the highest state of evolution. Very close. Among humans also, people who talk about spirituality are very close to the highest state. Final one is liberation. So this is one. Now, आदित्यानामहं विष्णुः ज्योतिषां रविरंशुमान् मरीचिः मरुताम् अस्मि nakshatranam aham shashi. Now he starts giving examples of his own creation and where he manifests to the maximum. To the maximum. Adityanam aham Vishnu. Among the Adityas, I am the Vishnu. I'll tell you what it is. Among the luminaries, Jyotisham, though which the luminaries means they are self-luminous objects actually. I am the sun, or you can say reflected light also. So among all the luminaries, I am the sun. And among all the winds, I am Marichi. Nakshatranam, among all the stars, stars means actually it's taken as planets. I am the moon. Not it refers to those which appear at night. You should take it like that. Because Surya, Ravi is Surya, he is seen, sun, he is seen during the daylight. So he is trying to say wherever there is a highest merit, think that I am shining there. It is because of me they are able to manifest. So if you take Adityana means among all the Adityas, who are those Adityas? So in the creation, in the Puranas, uh, Aditi is wife of Kashyapa. Kashyapa and Aditi, they have 12 sons. They are all called as Adityas. They are all called as Adityas, but the names of these Adityas now varies. Surya is there among them. So Dhatri, Mitra, Aryaman, Shakira, Varuna, Parjanya, Amsha, Pushana, Surya, Bhaga, Suvitar, and Vishnu as Vamana. Vishnu as Vamana. These are all the sons of Aditi. Aditi is married to Kashyapa. Aditi is wife of Kashyapa. Kashyapa also has a wife called Diti, who is mother of Hiranyakashipu and Hiranyaksha. In Bhagavad Purana, it comes. So Kashyapa and Kashyapa has got two, more than two. One of them is Aditi, and to her is born. She gives birth to 12 Adityas, 11 Rudras, and 8 Vasus. Each of them have been given responsibilities of maintaining this universe. They are, they have given, like ministers, as I said, like Deva Devatas and all. These are also performers of certain functions, Adityas. So he says, among these Adityas, I am the Surya. And among the luminaries also, I am the Adityanam Aham Vishnu, not Surya, Vishnu. Vishnu means Vishnu is in the form of Vamana. We will discuss more, or if you know Vamana avatar. Vamana is a avatar of Vishnu only. He has taken birth in the womb of Aditi because Bali, it was to give liberation to Mahabali. Mahabali Dana Shura Bali. So there's a big story of Bali. When Bali was so good and doing so much of japa, Bali was living in the Patala, in the netherworld. But he was doing so much of good work and japa and all that, that he was about to get Indraloka. So at that time, Indra becomes disturbed, and he was not yet, Bali was not yet eligible to become an Indra. Indra means the ruler of all the Loka, Patala Loka also, and Deva Loka also. So they go to Devas, Vishnu, and Vishnu says, I will take care of Bali. So he assumes form of a dwarf. Vamana is a dwarf. And when Mahabali is known to give so much of charity, and so he is performing a yajna to conquer all the three worlds. So that shakes because he is not still eligible. Not so much of punya is there in him. So Narayana decides that I should take form of Vamana. He goes there. He asks for some space. He says, I just want a space to live. Then Mahabali says, it's okay, you are such a, he doesn't say that. He says, this man needs very small space. So anywhere you can take just 3 yards or 3 feet space, he says. But the minute he says, can I take anywhere? Can I take anywhere? Bali says, yes, you can take wherever you want. So Bali, Vamana assumes Virat root, and then 1 foot he places in the Patala Loka. So he says, entire Patala Loka is mine. 1 foot he places on the earth, and another foot he places on the Devaloka. Then where shall I place the third one? He says, put it on my head. So Bali is the king of Patalaloka. That also becomes part of Vamana. Means Vamana takes over. So he takes over his power. He is no longer the king. Leave alone ruling all the three worlds. He loses. But Mahabali sticks to his words. He is very well known for Bali Chakravarti is called. He is well known for his charity. So this is how Vamana was born in order to take over Mahabali. So and he is nothing but Vishnu. So but he is born in Aditi. So Adityas, among Adityas, I am Vishnu as Vamana, in the bracket you should say. Among all the luminaries, I am the sun. And Marichi Marutam means winds. Actually, no, the winds, we say wind is blowing. physically on in our plane, our thinking, we feel how can there be so many winds? But actually, in our Puranas, don't know whether science has proven it or not. There are different kinds of winds. In other words, what they have described is stormy wind, which has got very, it blows with great intensity, and it is disastrous also, isn't it? And whereas there are some winds which are important, to carry air, oxygen, health, and everything. Yet other winds are there which are very pleasant. You find that cool breeze. So I don't know how to describe, but they say there are 49 kinds of winds. There are 49 kinds of winds, it seems, and among all them, Marutam, each one has its own role. So the chief of them is Marichi. The wind is called as Marichi. I don't know whether it has got any connection with Marichi Muni. I am not aware. I don't know. If anybody knows, you can read up. But these Marutas also have got interesting story about their birth. Diti was another wife of Kashyapa, and Aditi gives birth to Adityas and all those. Diti gives birth to Asuras, actually. Asuras. Diti gives birth to Hiranyaksha, Hiranyakashipu is also, they are her children only. And she asked Kashyapa to give her a son who is more powerful than Indra, it seems. And then when she conceives, Indra comes to know, and she doesn't deliver them for nearly 100 years because she wants them to be very powerful. Indra comes to know, and he hits her tummy with that thunderbolt, Vajra. So she delivers 49 pieces. It becomes pieces, but they are very strong. They become Marutas. This is what Purana says. And there will be some variation among the Puranas also, no? There will be some variation. This is what I have searched and found something very interesting. So this is the origin, but I got little bit convinced when they said the winds, the quality of the winds. Based on that, there can be different types of winds, and which appears true. Quality means the nature, but we don't know if you see the composition of those gases which are there in that air. That also obviously it will be different, but look at them, that kind of, that is definitely Brahma's creation with all this. So Marichihi, among all the Marutas, Marichi is the Sreshta, the highest. And Nakshatranam Aham Shashi. At night when we see all these stars, I am the moon, because moon appears very pleasant and very close, very cool, and it has got so many properties, isn't it? It is very pleasant basically. So Shashi, he says, Vedanam samavedosmi devanamasmi vasavaha indriyanam manaschasmi bhutanamasmi chetana. So among the Vedas, interesting facts will come through today's discussion, which some of us know, and some I actually had to dig in some literature, and it was interesting. Among all the Vedas, what are these Vedas? Rig Veda, Sama Veda, Yajur Veda, Atharva Veda, Yajur Veda. So he says, among them, I am the Sama Veda. And they say, among all the Vedas, Rig Veda, Yajur Veda, these are given higher importance. But here, he brings that among the Vedas, I am Sama Veda. Sama Veda contains the music part of it, mantras and everything. Manusmriti says Samaveda is not so pure, it seems, but Samaveda is a musical. Musically, it is composed so that it can be sung, and in actually it up the in Mahabharata also they have upheld Samaveda, and bhajan, idea of bhajan comes in Samaveda, it seems. Therefore, he says, I am the Samaveda. So music or singing with anything with music, no, any chanting also, that makes a big difference, because music has great impact. When we chant mantras also, the mantras, no, pronunciation, the shlokas, the the way they are composed, all that is said to have a great impact on our cognitive function also, on our emotions also. Cognitive mantra, I should. These are purely my opinion. This is my opinion. But music, because I'm myself a musician, I love music. When you sing chant mantras or songs which are devotional or any emotion, when you express through music, it will have a different bearing. That is why all the cinemas from, especially in India, we have got movies which have so many songs. Old movies, if you see there, it's full of songs, because that makes a bigger impact. In devotion, more particularly bhakti, if it is sung, if you call God, and if you can sing or you listen to bhajans, it will have a different it will elevate you spiritually. It will elevate you more than, it will add value, I can say. More or less, it depends on the individual who appreciates it. Some people may not like, that's a different story. But generally, music and singing, particularly in bhakti, it can never be overlooked. When people sing beautifully with lot of involvement, it makes a difference. Devanam asmi vasavaha. Vasava means Indra. Among the deities, you know, deities are there, devas. So there Indra becomes a very prominent, because Indra is a leader. Wherever there is leadership, he's saying, I am that. So among the deities, I am the Indra. In other words, whatever power Indra is showing is because of his consciousness being manifested to the maximum. His consciousness. Indra is not a liberated soul for all of us to understand. He is not. He is just a deity, but they have been given responsibilities to preside over some functioning in the universe and in our mind also. Then he says, Indriyana manaschasmi. Among all the senses, I am the mind. Actually, there are only 5 sense organs. Karmendriya, Jnanendriya. Eyes, ears, then the taste, then the touch, and the smell. These are the Panchendriya, Jnanendriya. So, sixth one is considered to be mind. It is slightly above this, but it is that mind which is little better than this, isn't it? What will the eyes do? They will mechanically see. What will the ears do? They will just hear. What will the mind do? It will think. So, thinking part, faculty of the senses, they put mind as a sixth indriya, sixth sense. So, I am the mind. That means it is above, slightly above, though it is not that buddhi. Then, bhutanam asmi chetana. I am the consciousness. People describe as intelligence, but it is cosmic intelligence. It is a consciousness. I am the Chetana among all the living beings. So this is how he has described. Next. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikharinam Aham. So, Rudranam Shankaraschasmi. Rudra we described in Bhagavad Purana also. Rudra is nothing but Shiva. So that's what he says. There's not only one Rudra. The Sreshta Rudra is Shiva. So here there is, as I said in Puranas also, there is some kind of gray areas. These Rudras are again born to Aditi and Kashyapa. Among them, I am the Shankara. Whereas some time back we learned that Rudra is born out of Brahma directly. And some another context they say 11 Rudras are born to Aditi and Kashyapa. So we don't know. But Shiva is, or Shankara is considered to be the Sreshta Rudra. That is who I am. Vishnu says Rudra is nothing but my consciousness. Of the Yakshas and Rakshasa. Yaksha and Rakshasa. Yaksha is, they are demigods. Deities, demigods. They are also kind of asuras. They are between suras and asuras, it seems. And among them, they are mostly, rather than hurting others and damaging and having negativity like asuras, these people are always they're fond of acquiring wealth. Vitteshu, that's what it says. Vitteshu, Yaksharasam, Yaksha Rakshasam. Yaksha Vittesho, Yaksha Rakshasam means Yaksha and Rakshasa. Among them, Vittesho is Kubera. He's known. If you remember, Kubera was the one they say in our mythology, or I will not call it as mythology, Puranas, they say that Lord Venkateshwara has taken, he is still in debt with Kubera, and that's why we put money in the hundi. He has borrowed lot of money from Kubera. Kubera has given him money during his wedding. So that is the story. Okay. And Vasus are, if you remember, we had mentioned again 8 Vasus, 11 Rudras, and 12 Adityas. All these are born to Aditi with Kashyapa. So these Vasus also, they are in charge of maintaining the universal, what I should say, maintaining it in a state of balance. So these Vasus are Apa, Dhruva, Soma, Dhara, Anila, Anala, Pratyusha, Prabhasa. These are the names of Vasus. So they are also like Devatas only. They are also another category of beings, higher beings. So among them, he says, I am Pavaka. And this one is Pavaka. Okay. And Meru Shikharinamaham, Meru Parvata. This has come in the history of Bhagavad Purana in the Amrita Manthana, Meru Parvata. Meru Parvata, they say it is a 5-peaked mountain, and it's not physically there. I mean, we cannot see. It is a center of physical, metaphysical, spiritual universe. Center of, though whatever we call there, we say Meru Parvat, but that is not the thing. The real Meru Parvat is it's an unseen but felt again, but described during the fight between devas and asuras when they start churning the ocean for getting the nectar, amrita manthana. At that time, the Meru Parvata becomes a central pole around which the Vasuki is tied, and they churn it. So that's a churning rod, the Meru Parvata. So, but it is known for to be extending from across all the worlds, from this earth. It unites the metaphysical, spiritual, physical universe, and it's a 5-peaked mountain, they say. If you remember, Sumeru Madhya Shringastha Shriman Nagara Naika, we talked during Lalita Sahasranama. That's where our great Mahattattva, that Durga, the originator of the entire universe, she lives on that Meru Parvat. That's what I said. It's not seen through an ordinary person. I am the Meru. Next he says, Purodhasam cha mukhyam mam vidhi partha prahaspatim senaninam aham skandaha sarasamasmi sagaraha. So, and of the priests, Purodhasam cha, among all the priests, I am the Brihaspati. Brihaspati is a known Acharya. Among all the generals, Senanim, I am Skanda. Skanda is also called Subramanya, Ayyappan. Then Sarasa, that is what I have read and I have known. As I said, there will be some little bit of deviations in different versions. Sarasam Asmi Sagaraha, among all the water bodies, lakes, rivers, and all that, I am the ocean. So wherever, again, as I said, maximum expression. So he comes there. Maharshina Bruguraham Giram Asmi Ekamaksharam Yajnanam Japayajnosmi Stavaranam Himalayah. Maharshinam Bhrugu. Bhrugu is a great Rishi. Maharshinam Bhrugu. I am the Bhrugu Rishi among all the Rishis. Great knowledgeable person. He is actually the son-in-law of Kardama Prajapati, if you remember, married to Devahuti, to whom Kapila was born. Bhrigu is their son-in-law. Maharshinam Bhruguhu Aham. Giram, among the words, I am Om. Look at that. That is something which is very, very important. I am Aksharam, Om. Because this Om and then Yajnanam Japa Yajnosmi. Those days, as we said, they used to perform so many yajnas with lot of people calling people, Brahmanas, offering, invoking the Devata. Sometimes Devatas themselves used to come in the olden days. Now we invoke them, we call, we chant mantras. But compared to that, and there are many yajnas, no, we have described, I think, in previous shlokas also, karma yajna, jnana yajna, dana yajna. There are so many types of sacrifices that we can offer. But he says, japa yajna, japa. Among all the Sreshta yajna, I am japa yajna, I am there in japa. That means he is pushing us to do japa. Sthavaranam Himalayah. Sthavarana means those that are immovable things. Among them, I am the great Himalaya. Immovable things means it should be like Himalaya. Yajna means it should be like japa. If you want to use words, use Om as many times as possible. If you want to speak, that means we must be engaged. If we have to be remain connected with him, he's there right next to us in all these. Maharshina Bhrigu. Bhrigu is not here now, but they are all great sages who are eternal, kind of. Means you can feel them, their vibrations or their presence around. So this is how he describes. So japa yajna, little bit let us discuss. Japa is repetitive chanting of a mantra. And that is extremely important in several ways. I'm telling you based on what I have heard and what I have practiced. The first time when I started japa was Mahamantra. Shri Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. After that, you can start with that japa, or you can start with simple things. Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya, or do only Om chanting. That also is japa only. But sitting in a quiet place and chanting throughout the day. If whenever you have time, we cannot keep leaving your jobs. You will start doing that when you reach one stage. No job will tempt you. It will not pull you. Your tendency or prakriti will pull towards that. And at that time, whole day you may sit and do only japa. But that doing that japa, repetitive chanting, that they say it cleanses some uh, all your past karma. Japa cleanses past karma, says Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa. And here he says, I am there in Japa Yajna. I am there in Japa. So any Japa you do, it will reach him. So constant Japa, taking that rosaries or counting like this or without counting, just close your eyes and chant Om. After meditation, for 2 minutes, shall we do this Om chanting? Just chanting. Om. 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 So this chanting. This shloka has got three important things. One is Om. Om chanting connects us to the primordial uh, sound, original sound. When the creation started, it started with this Om. That Om is there as a vibration existing throughout this cosmos, not only our universe. There are multiple such universes. So that connects with that vibration. The frequency, if Om is chanted properly, the frequency, the waves, they get connected with that vibration which is there in this entire cosmos. And obviously, your frequency raises to that. That is the significance of chanting Om. And definitely, it will have an impact on our physical and our mental health if it is performed, if it is chanted regularly with lot of concentration. So pranayama followed by Om itself is a great meditation and japa. So japa has got a lot of importance, and coincidentally he again says, I am among all the yajnas, I am the japa yajna. It will cleanse. And repeated, Sharda Mata used to do 1 lakh japa. And somebody was asking, I think Padmaja I mentioned, liberation. My Swamiji used to tell, my Guruji used to tell, 13 tera koti, 13 crores of japa in your life. If you do, you are guaranteed for liberation. Anybody wants to try? Anybody wants to try tera koti? If you want, you can just go to the woods, sit. I'm not joking. This is how Prahalada, Dhruva, and all used to do. So Sharda Mani did 1 lakh japa, it seems she used to do, not for herself. She was already a realized soul, but for Loka Sangraha, for the welfare of people, she used to do. That's why people know nowadays, everywhere they have started the spiritual kind of, I can call it a spiritual renaissance only. They have started writing Bhagavad Gita, chanting Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. That brings great atmosphere. Okay, so that is about then. Ashwatha sarva vrikshanam devarshinam cha naradaha gandharvanam chitrarathaha siddhanam kapilo munihi uccai shravasam ashvanam viddhimam amrutodbhavam ऐरावतं गजेन्द्राणां नराणां च नराधिपम् आयुधानाम् अहं वज्रं धेनूनाम् अस्मि कामधुक् प्रजनश्च अस्मि कन्दर्पः सर्पाणाम् अस्मि वासुकिः अनन्तश्चास्मि नागानां वरुणो यादसामहं पितॄणाम् अर्यमा चास्मि यमः संयमतामहम् प्रह्लादश्चास्मि दैत्यानां कालः कलयतामहम् मृगाणां च मृगेन्द्रोऽहं वैनतेयश्च पक्षिणाम्. So he says that one by one he says, now Ashwatthah sarva vrikshanam, among all the trees, I am the people tree. Ashwatha vriksha. Ashwatha is a very holy tree. In fact, in the 15th chapter also, they describe the creation and him as a people tree, which is inverted. And they have described, we'll see that later. ऊर्ध्वमूल मदः शाखम अश्वत्थम प्राहुरम रव्ययम छंदांसि यस्य पर्णानि. So that is the 15th chapter, first shloka. So Ashwatha Vriksha is given lot of importance. It says, I am Ashwatha Vriksha, and among all the Devarshis, I am Narada. Devarshi, I am the Narada. Devarshi means the Rishi who is one among the Deva Devatas, higher form of Rishi, that is Devarshi. Gandharvanam Chitraratha, Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. So, Vriksha we know, tree we know, people tree. There are different, I think, Suvachala had asked, Devarshi, Brahmarshi, Rajarshi. Swami Ranganathananji has given good explanations. Rajarshi is a person who is spiritual, for a political power, king or a prime minister, but he is a Rishi. That means he has got spiritual backup. His leadership is based on uh, principles, ethics, morals, above all spiritual strength, just like our Narendra Modi. And Brahmarshi. So Brahmarshi are Brahmanas who become great sages. Brahmanas who become great sages, such as Shankaracharya. Narada is a Devarshi, who is a Rishi among the Devas. So, like that, he says, among all these Devarshis, I am the Narada. There are many more, so I am the Narada. And among all the Gandharva, I am Chitraratha. Gandharvas are celestial beings, deities, who are there to entertain these Devatas. They perform singing, dancing, like that. So, he says, I am that. And Siddhanam Kapilo Munihi. Kapila we have talked about, no? Sankhya philosophy, which comes in second chapter of Bhagavad Gita also. And Kapila is another avatar of Vishnu. Exactly he mentions that. He says, I am Kapila among all the Siddhas, means spiritual Siddhas, spiritual, those who are spiritual, successful in their spiritual practice, who have attained that Siddhi. Siddhi. It doesn't necessarily mean liberation, Siddhi, but Kapila was an avatar Purusha. So there he says that. And then he goes on to say, Uchchai Shravasaha Ashwanam, horses, among all the horses, there's a name called Uchchai Shravasa. He is a horse which came during Samudra Manthan. As I told you, that Samudra Manthana was to get nectar, drinking which the Devas as well as Asuras would become immortal. So this was a diplomacy created by Lord Vishnu. We have seen that in Bhagavad Purana. Because of the curse by Durvasa Muni, the Devas will be given a curse by Durvasa, saying that you are not going to survive for long. So the Asuras start taking an upper hand. So then they go to Vishnu. Vishnu says, okay, I will try to get that Amrita for you. Tell Asuras diplomatically that both of us will share this Amrita. So they come down and then they start churning that ocean, cosmic ocean. And then during that time, as they churn, no, lot of things are there. There's a big chapter on that in Bhagavad Puran. In that, many things come. Parijata Vriksha comes there, Parijata tree, which has got beautiful flowers. And one of them is horse, Uchchaishravas, beautiful, huge horse. So he says, if among the horses, I am that horse, which is very majestic, tall, very handsome, high performance. So Uchchaishravas, and which has come during Amrita born. And among the elephants, I am the Airavata. Airavata also comes during Amrita Manthan. So Samudra Manthan. So I am the Airavata, I am the Uchchaishravas, and among all the men, among all the human beings, I represent the king. Whoever is the king, my vibhuti is there. But usually it refers to a good king, performer, well performing, a good natured Rajarshi kind of king. So that is what Naradipam. Ayudhanam aham vajram. Among all the weapons, I am the thunderbolt. That is the gada, mace, thunderbolt. Among the cows, I am Kamadhenu, Kamaduk. This also comes during Samudra Manthan, Kamadhenu. Kamadhenu is a cow which, if you ask anything, she will give. If you ask Kamadhenu, it's a wish granter actually. Kalpavriksha Kamadhenu. So he says, I am Kamadhenu, the cow which can grant any wishes. And I am Kandarpa, among the cause of offsprings. Prajanascha asmi Kandarpaha. Among all those who are involved in procreation, bringing out the progeny, I am Kandarpa. Kandarpa means Kamadeva. Kamadeva is known for is a god of love, attraction, and who can bring about so many, children. And Sarpanam aham Vasuki. Among all the serpents, I am Vasuki. Vasuki is a serpent which is found on the neck of Shiva. And its importance is Vasuki was involved in Samudra Manthana as he represented that rope which we use for churning, no? So it was Vasuki. which helped to churn using Mount Meru. This is the Purana which says so. And Vasuki represents victory over death and all the misery. That is what has been described. Just a minute. Yes, Vasuki. Yeah. So Vasuki is considered to be a representation of death and other suffering. And yeah. Mastery, symbol of mastery over death. Vasuki represents symbol, it's a symbol of mastery over death. Anantaschasmi Naganam. Ananta and Naga. There he told Sarpa. Here he says Naga. So usually they are interchangeable words only, but here the snake. Ananta. Ananta is the snake on which, on whom actually Vishnu is lying down. Ananta Narayana. Shesha Narayana. Ananta Shayana. Because Ananta is the name of that Naga. Among all the snakes, I am the Ananta, because that means he is also Vishnu, and in Ananta also I am there. I manifest among all the Nagas. If at all you want to see me, my greatest expression would be in the Ananta. Ananta represents very peaceful and infinite, eternal. So he makes a bed, that Ananta Naga, the snake, he makes a beautiful bed for Vishnu to lie down, and we always see that in different temples also. Varuno Yadasam Aham. I am Varuna among the water beings. Among the water beings, I am the Varuna. And Aryaman among Pitrus. Pitrus also like Devas, Rudras, Vasus. There are Pitrus. Pitru Devatas. Pitru Loka is ancestral Loka, where we reach after our death. If we don't reach the Brahmaloka or Japaloka or whatever, we have to go and stay there. You can meet all ancestors if they're still there. And that is ruled by the Adityas, Vasus, and Rudras. They rule they're all called Pitru Devatas. So among them, I am Aryama. Aryama is one of the Aditya. Yamaha Samyamatam Aham. I am Yama among controllers. I am Yama. Yama Sanyama we say, no? Yama Niyama Pratyahara Patanjali's Yoga Sutras we say. So I am Yama among the control. Yama means the power of controlling. I am the power of controlling the desires. I am power of controlling I'm having the restraint. So these are all his. Then he says, Prahladashchasmi Daityanam Kalaha Kalayatam Aham Mriganam cha Mrugendroham Vainateyascha Pakshinam. I am Prahlada among Daitya. Daitya because they are born to Diti. Diti and Kashyapa. Kashyapa Muni is a great Muni, but he has got married to this Diti. Diti is not, Aditi is good. She gives birth to Rudra and all those. Diti gives birth to Asuras. Daitya, they are called Daityas. And Prahlada is born to such Daitya called Hiranyakashipu. So I am Prahlada, and I am the time among people who, measure things. I am the time. And Mrigana, Mrigendroham. Among the animals, I am the lion. And Vainateyascha Pakshina. I am among all the birds. I am the Garuda. And Pavanaha Pavatam Asmi. Ramaha Shastrabratamaham. Jhashanam Makaraschasmi. Srotasamasmi Janhavi. Of the purifiers, I am the wind. There are so many things which purify, no? Among the purifiers itself, I am the wind. And I am Rama among the warriors. Rama is considered to be a great warrior because he knew the judicious. He used to use the weapons very judiciously. He used to have lot of things, but never ever he used to misuse those weapons. Therefore, he is called as a great warrior. Yeah. Rama among warriors. Among the fishes, I am Makara. Makara is described as shark by some translations, but actually Makara is a crocodile, or it's called as a sea dragon. It is a different aquatic animal which has got body of a fish and head of an elephant or a crocodile or something else. So I think some lion or something. Different head, but the body is of fish. So I am that, he says, but generally Makara means crocodile. Then last shloka, I think we have crossed the time. Sarganam adirantascha madhyam chaiva aham Arjuna adhyatma vidya vidyanam vadaha pravadatam aham. This I shall take with very important shloka, and we need to really get into this in depth, because he speaks about certain things which are very, very meaningful. So, among all these shlokas today, what we have learned is that wherever you see extraordinary manifestation, you think that my consciousness is expressing to its maximum. And all this, he says, these are just my glimpses. There's much more. So he started from within, in us, among all living beings and in human beings. And then he went on describing, actually, he went on describing the nature. Actually, it is a nature. Aditya, Rudra, Varuna, animals, plants, see, horses, and wildlife. So, whatever we see around, that is his manifestation to its maximum. Every little thing is there, but these are special manifestations, and therefore he calls them as vibhuti, attributes. So, whenever there is high merit, whenever you want to become extraordinary, the only way is, apart from your hard work, perseverance, all that, commitment, sincerity, apart from that, that involves your self effort. But tapping the consciousness, tap him. How do we tap him? That is the whole effort. How do we tap him? Next shloka is Adhyatma Vidya. Adhyatma. When you tap that, everything, everything in your professional challenge, personal challenge, physical challenge, mental challenge, everything becomes eased out, because that is one knowledge which has answers to every damn thing in the world. Every damn challenge, it has an answer. So that is our goal, to reach that supreme reality. That is the one. And it's a enjoyable, pleasurable, but efforts, and as last time we discussed, Maya comes on the way. But japa, Om chanting, music, whatever he has told today, consistent efforts will take us to that. And it's a journey. It is not an overnight phenomenon. So japa cleanses. We'll take home this message. And let's continue to do japa. Japa will have a bearing on each and every cell in the body. After that, I think I will close. There was one Gondavali Maharaj in Maharashtra. Today, Chaitali is not there. Gondavali Maharaj, no, I think it's Gondavali Maharaj. He used to do Ram Jap, Ram, 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 Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare. So when people used to come and prostrate at his feet, they could hear Ram, 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 Ram. That means every cell used to vibrate with the name of Ram. Every cell used to vibrate. And another devotee, whether it is Sati Sakkubai or somebody. So there are so many in the history recently, about maybe after 11th century or 12th, I'm not very sure. She, in our villages, they use the cow dung cakes as a fuel. So she used to, and the women do that activity. They use the cow dung and they just tap it like that, and they dry it, and then they use it as a fuel to cook also, cooking, everything. This lady, she used to say Krishna, Vittal, 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 Vittal. People who used to purchase that could hear that Vittal in that cow dung cake, it seems. So the vibrations of this japa gets transmitted across the cells. They start beating and you can hear them or feel them. This is what I've heard, and there is no exaggeration. These are all documented and which have happened very recently in Kali Yuga. Very, very recently in Kali Yuga, this japa is an extremely good tool to reach the consciousness. So that is for today. Any questions, any additions? Anybody want to share anything? Yes, please. Open up. Are you all there?
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. Anybody wants to add something? Peter, anything you want to say?
Oh, I just want to thank you for today's talk. It's very, very illuminating, all the background and all the
Yeah, stories.
Oh, I really, I highly appreciate it. Just a couple technical questions. Is
Please.
Asvata is the same as banyan or pipla tree?
Ashwatha, yeah, people tree.
Pipla tree.
People
And-
tree, yeah.
And
banyan tree also, I think it's the same. Correct me if I'm wrong. Swami Ranganathananji has called it as a people tree. People. People and banyan are different. Similar, I think.
A little different. I'm not sure. I don't know.
Botanically, maybe slight difference, but I think because in Bhagavad Purana also they described Shiva was sitting under a big banyan tree, and so in Kailash Parvat, in Kailasha, that area. So I think they are same. I think so. But people is what Ranganathananji has used. Yeah.
And Vasuki and Ananta, they are different than Adishesha.
Yes. Adishesha is Ananta.
Oh, Adishesha
Ananta and
is Ananta.
Adishesha. Yeah.
Okay.
Vasuki is different.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, welcome. Anybody else wants to add or Suachla, Padmini, Padmaja? Anything? No additions? Okay.
No, ma'am. It was almost like Krishna was saying to see him in all the best in the nature.
That's
It's
right.
basically connecting with the nature.
Yes.
Connect yourself
There
with the
you are.
nature.
That's exactly his purpose. That's exactly his purpose. And because we may not get time to do, see, so many things he has told, no? If you want to do spiritual practice, do japa. If you want to see, Surya also, stand in front of the sun and say, oh my God, Krishna, you are there in Aditya Anta. Surya Namaskara Martivala, Arghya Martive. So that also is worship only, no? Walking in the sun is being with him. When you walk with the in the sunlight, many times we go out for a walk in the sunlight, vitamin D beku anta. We are with the consciousness. So like that, he's showing everywhere that I'm there around. You just have to navigate through external world. You can see everywhere my manifestation is, I should say, it's prominent. Not, and then of course he's there in every living being, every non-living being, but here it's more manifest. Yeah, that's right. So